Welcome aboard the Grand Gilded Express, the most luxury train ride of the 1930s. That's what we're talking about today, our most popular mystery. So people love this mystery, and I'm going to tell you about why we created it, and then give you tips if you want to host your very own train mystery. You can buy ours, or if you just want to do your own, I'm going to tell you about the food that you can serve, the decor, music and ambiance, and then costumes as well. So stay tuned. How do we get the idea for the Grand Gilded Express? Well, not surprisingly, we got it from Agatha Christie's Mystery on the Orient Express. So at our kids' school, they go to a classical school, and each year they read a book in their classroom. And then once they finish the book with their teacher, they will do a book party. So all of the sixth graders read Mystery on the Orient Express, and one of the sixth grade moms was planning a book party. And their teacher said it would be really cool if we could do like a murder mystery for the kids. So she was searching online, she couldn't find one anywhere. And my name came up because our family writes murder mysteries, which is a really strange thing to be known for. So she gave me a call and asked, like, is there any way you can help me find or write my own Mystery on the Orient Express mystery? And I said, I'll do you one better. I will write one for you. I live for this stuff. So this was our first mystery written specifically for kids. It's for middle schoolers, but it flexes all the way up to teens and adults, and it could go down to elementary school too. We love this mystery, and other people do too. I just think it's awesome that one of our first mysteries for kids is one of our most popular overall age groups. So the other thing I love about this one is the design. In addition to being a teacher, I'm also a graphic designer. I loved doing this because it had the gold and black, and it has like this gorgeous detail on all of the pages and props and name tags and everything. The cool thing about this one is it has 22 players, so it works great in classrooms. She came to me, and our sixth grade class has 11 boys, so we wanted an equal amount of male and female players. So there are 11 male players and 11 female characters as well. You need a minimum of 10 players to do our game. And let me tell you some of the characters because they were fun. When she reached out initially, she really wanted an heiress, because that's like in all of Agatha Christie's books, is like this rich, spoiled heiress. So we have the heiress, we have her butler, we have a mystery novelist, because it's Agatha Christie, right? We also put in there the conductor, the luggage man, the trolley woman, and a magician and magician's assistant, which I personally like that kind of special flair that we add in. All of these people are on a train, and that's one of the cool things about a train mystery is it's like, what's going to happen? All these people are trapped literally in the same space, and you have nowhere to go. But a murder happens, and you have to find who did it. Classic Agatha Christie. So even though this is based off of Mystery on the Orient Express, we put our own spin on it. So it does not have the same characters, it does not have the same names, and the murder and mystery is different. So it will be a surprise for you. I did put a little nod to Agatha Christie with the detective that comes back. Our detective comes in on round 2, and he is Hector Perriot. Because this is a mystery for such a large group and it was originally written for middle schoolers, all of the content and things that you read is slightly shorter than you will find in our adult mystery. So it flexes really well down to the younger ages, and it's perfect for adults as well. It just keeps the mystery manageable and not super long. If you end up having 22 people, you're not all reading like 3 paragraphs for your introduction, which is a good thing. Let's talk about how to set the stage for your own train mystery. Okay, first let's talk about decorations. So, in a train, everything is very narrow and straight. You can put, if you're doing this in a classroom, put all the desks in rows or 2 rows. If you're doing it at your home, you can push couches and chairs off to the side, like on one area or on 2 sides of the room. You can set tables in a row as well, so it looks like a dining car. For lighting, you're going to want to go with tea lights. They can be battery powered or regular. If you have small lamps, bring those down, but we don't really want overhead lights because it keeps the ambiance more 1930s. So think tiny candles and tiny lights. Your color scheme is going to be gold, black, white, and burgundy. That kind of gives the train feel. If you want to go with like a gold and emerald, that could work too, the golden green type of feel, but most train things are a burgundy type of feel. If you happen to have a pile of old suitcases, that this is the time you can use those. So you can make a stack of them, put it by the entrance. You can even put a small table or stool nearby to be kind of like the ticket stand where you come in. If you don't have a pile of old suitcases, that's fine, but you can go to Goodwill. They always have suitcases there, and some are more vintage than others. They're not too expensive, so that would be a great way to add ambiance. Even if you just want to get one, leave it propped open by the door. You can put in props for a photo booth inside there. You can also put your characters' tickets. For this mystery, I did a couple special things just so the kids felt special, and if you decide to do it, any of your guests would feel special as well. So for this mystery, we did include train tickets. It says admit one to the Grand Gilded Express. Everyone gets to take one home as a keepsake. And then for our awards, typically we have like an 8.5 by 11 sheet, like a newspaper article or a wanted poster. But for this one, we did luggage tags. They are so cool. If you buy our deluxe kit, there are 4 special luggage tags, and the winners get to take those home as a little souvenir as well. You are more than welcome to make your own luggage tags. If you want to have a little keepsake for your guests, you can buy those online and customize them as well. Let's talk about the sound and ambiance. You're gonna want jazz music, like swanky Duke Ellington 1930s jazz music playing in the background. Alternatively, you could also get, there's like ambient noise train sounds, so it kind of is like the clickety clack and the whooshing. You can have that playing and kind of alternate between that and jazz. Or you could get a movie soundtrack, like Mystery on the Orient Express would be very pertinent for this one, that soundtrack. Or like Pink Panther. A lot of people for their murder mysteries like to choose the soundtracks based on what's happening. So you could have one type of music playing when people first enter. It can be a little bit louder, or like more musical, because it's just kind of people chit-chatting. Then you would put something that's a little quieter or a little more subdued when people are doing the introductions. And for round 1, you want to do big suspense for the murder, or round 2 when the detective is presenting the evidence and things like that. And then amp up that party music at the very end. So like really fun jazz music for when you're presenting awards and taking your final pictures. What type of costume do you wear to a 1930s train mystery? Well, I think one of the reasons this mystery is so popular is because it takes place during the 1930s. And for some reason, people really love old Hollywood and they love dressing up with old Hollywood glamour. So that's what we're thinking here. Silky dresses, you could do the beaded flapper dress, pearls, you could do feather headbands. One thing I noticed is in the 1930s, like women really had like darker eyebrows and more moody eye makeup. So do that. A really bright, vibrant lipstick. One of our main characters is a movie starlet. So you could do the bright red lipstick. She could have the big sunglasses if you are that character. Men, pretty easy. The guys always have it easy. You're gonna want just like a nice suit. Suspenders would be awesome. Fedora if you have it. You could go pinstripe if you want to go all out. And even little details like having a pocket watch, having your shoes really shined, or just a simple vest, whether you are the porter or the conductor or the butler or the magician, a vest would work really well. For the magician, get some silk scarves. They could be satiny that you could do for your magic tricks, or you could put it in your coat pocket or your vest pocket if you would like to do that as well. Like I said, little details really matter. You could bring a feather boa, big earrings, like gems, if you are one of the wealthier women on it. If you're the trolley woman, you could have an apron, but have fun with it. If you're the conductor and you have a train whistle, that would be awesome. Gloves, They could be lace gloves would be really cool, or just satin gloves. Let's say you are a last minute guest, or you're throwing this party together at the last minute, or you're someone who was like, I wasn't going to dress up and now I'm going to dress up. What do I wear to a train murder mystery? Guys, get yourself a blazer and some sort of scarf, just tie it around your neck. Girls, find an evening dress or even just like a mid-length dress and get some chunky jewelry. It could be costume jewelry. It could even be like those plastic fakey Mardi Gras pearls. That would still work. You could also just come with a trench coat and umbrella. You look like a traveler if you do that. That would totally work. Or another really easy costume for women, just get a long skirt or a medium, like knee-length skirt, button-down shirt, tuck it in, put your hair in a bun, and you look like a matronly traveler. Think vests, shawls, pearls, feathers, fur, and hats. Like really, any hat could be really cool here. When do you have the chance to wear a hat? So if you are traveling on a train in the 1930s, I guarantee you had a hat to wear. One of my favorite parts about planning these mysteries is just equipping hosts. So in every murder mystery that you get from us, we have a host guide that tells you exactly how you assemble everything, how you run the evening. But in addition to that, we provide you with tips on decor, type of music to use, and I even give you 2, sometimes 3 menus, like foolproof menus. One is an easy one and one is upscale. So let me tell you my 2 menu ideas for hosting a train mystery, and then a bunch of other food ideas if you don't like what I give you. So option number 1 is trolley fare. If you have a trolley in your house, this is the time to use it at a train mystery. Or you can also use those tiered serving trays to present your food for your guest. So we are thinking scones, different jellies, butter, tea sandwiches, so cucumber sandwiches. You can do croissants with chicken salad. Curry chicken salad is a total British thing and would be really cool here. You can do fresh fruits, and of course, we have to have tea. This mystery also has a vintage teacup as a prop. If you get our deluxe version, that is one of the pieces of evidence. But of course, they had tea on trains. So make sure, in addition to the little snacky foods that you have, you also have a tea serving station. Bonus, your guest, who is the woman who serves food, the trolley woman, she can just be hanging out there the whole time. So if you have someone who feels a little shy and isn't really sure what to do in murder mysteries, give her this role. She would love that, just to like have an excuse to have something to do. So literally all she does is, can I get you something off the trolley? What would you like? Would you like some tea? How do you take your tea? So that would be easy for her. For desserts, you can have macaroons, shortbread, little lemon tarts with like a raspberry on top of it. If you don't only want to serve tea, iced tea and lemonade would work great as well. Okay, let's say you're hosting this in the evening and you want to amp up your game. This would be your super elegant dinner spread. Your starter is going to be a nice light salad. You could do tomato bisque, swirl the cream in it. Oh, by the way, everything like dish-wise, you're thinking just plain white dishes. When you are on a train, they just have like standard dishes. If you have gold silverware or dishes with like a gold edge, that would also be great as well. But white would just be fantastic. You're gonna have warm dinner rolls with butter, green beans almondine, which is like green beans and almonds in it. Look up a recipe. Super easy, so delicious. You could serve herbed chicken and some really creamy mashed potatoes. If you want to be really fancy, put it in a big piping bag, all your mashed potatoes, and you can pipe it out in a little ice cream swirl to make it look super beautiful. Pro tip, I recently discovered Idaho instant mashed potatoes that my family honestly thinks is better than real potatoes. If you are hosting a party and you are cooking for a lot of people and you are actually going to serve this deluxe dinner and pipe it out of a bag, do yourself a favor and just get instant mashed potatoes. For dessert, this is so cute. You can serve chocolate mousse or homemade chocolate pudding, or just go get yourself the instant chocolate pudding and serve it in teacups. And then people can grab their after dinner tea. Drinks, again, you would want to have tea for this available. Coffee would also work. People like having coffee after dinner. When do you serve the food in a murder mystery? Specifically, when are you going to serve the food in a train mystery? Well, you can go about this two different ways. If you want to keep it easy and people are just snacking, you're going to have the trolley food pretty much available the whole time. So when people come in, there will be things for them to snack on. And again, like what I was saying, you will have the trolley woman go around and ask people if they want a drink or some more food. So it's just kind of snack foods available the whole time. If you want to do a full-fledged dinner, here's when you do it. You're going to do it towards the end of round one before you give your conductor his bonus clue. In other words, before someone dies. So everyone sits down at the table, you would eat your meal. You can even do the whole turn the lights out in the middle of the dinner. When they go back on, someone will be dead on the floor. So while they're eating towards dessert, or when people are kind of finishing up, is when you will give the bonus cards to your two characters. One is the person that's going to die. The other is just kind of going to gather attention and lead the group through it. That will be the conductor. When you are hosting a train murder mystery, you can choose to just host and stand back, or you can get in on the mystery as well. We recommend that our host plays as the train conductor or assigns that role to someone who kind of takes a leadership position, because the train conductor leads people through the various rounds. One of the best things you can do to make your train murder mystery successful is just to have fun. If you are enjoying yourself and you're having a good time, everyone else is just going to pick up on that energy and like it as well. Do not stress yourself out. Have fun. You can choose to amp up the ambiance as much as you want, or just keep it as simple as you want. Remember, you set the tone. So if you want people to dress up, or we've had really fun murder mysteries on both ends of the spectrum, where you have the music, you have the food, everyone's in costumes, and everyone's having a blast. And also, we've also had really fun murder mysteries where no one's in costume, we don't have food, and there is no special music playing in the background. So either way, it's going to be a great time. The train is leaving the station, so hop aboard. Now's your chance to solve the mystery.